behalf of the UCLA Health Organization, it is my pleasure to introduce the City of Torrance Mayor Patrick Furey. Please enjoy the short video before Mayor Furey joins me on stage.
Born and raised in the working-class neighborhood of South Philadelphia, Patrick Furey is no stranger to public service. An Army veteran and former police officer, Patrick would follow the sunshine out west, eventually making his permanent home in Torrance, California.
Once I met my wife, decided that California was where I was going to stay. And we've been married almost 40 years now. And just love the whole idea of living in California, living in Torrance. We've raised our children here, and now our grandchildren are being raised in Torrance.
A legal assistant for nearly 10 years, Patrick was inspired to go back to school to further his career. At the age of 45, while working 60-hour weeks and supporting a family of 4, he graduated with top honors and began working for the County of Los Angeles. He's prosecuted thousands of child abuse cases in his nearly 20 years of service.
You can be anything if you go to law school. I think it teaches you the discipline to be able to study all the issues and to make decisions and advocate for one side or the other, and giving people the respect necessary. You learn that over the course of my career. I did in excess of perhaps 2,000 trials, and so your interaction with other counsel, your interaction with the witnesses that you may be questioning, your ability to think on your feet, to look through the documents for the necessary information and then present that to a court. I think it translates really well. That's why you see so many people from the legal profession in politics, whether it's local, state, or federal.
And while he recently retired from practicing law, he's found the transition from serving the county to his hometown a seamless one.
Seamless, but never the target. I never in the wildest dream would have ever thought, well, I mentioned earlier that I had no idea where Torrance was when I moved here. Certainly never thought I'd get involved in the government in the city of Torrance, but I guess once you get involved in the commissioner and get involved in our nonprofit families that we have, it's almost a natural progression.
From volunteer umpire to volunteer Boy Scout leader, his progression of selfless jobs would continue to serve in a broader spectrum. Before joining the City Council in 2008, Patrick served as the president of the North Torrance Homeowners Association, the Torrance Education Foundation, as well as a number of committees, commissions, and boards. This would all help him build the experience and knowledge he needs to lead one of the largest cities in LA County.
I probably do this 12 hours a day, 7 days a week. And some days I find myself doing this 12 or even more hours a day. There are just so many different people who need to talk to the mayor, or desire to talk to the mayor, or the mayor wants to talk to them.
And with the support of his wife Terry and his children, Patrick is thankful for the opportunity to serve the Torrance community. He's not only hopeful, but excited for what the future holds.
I am very optimistic about the future of the city of Torrance. The way the economy looks, it's growing every day, a little bit at a time. And that's probably the best way, because if it grew in leaps and bounds, it would be frightening, because that's when you can fall off a cliff. But when you can just build it a little bit at a time, one business at a time, one home at a time, one street at a time, I think that's the way we'll get through this. And it really looks great. I mean, the future to me in the city of Torrance really looks wonderful.
And please join me in welcoming Mayor Furey.
Good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of the City of Torrance and the Torrance City Council, thank you for joining me today. I must tell you how excited I am to deliver my inaugural State of the City. Torrance is such a great city, and being here today as your mayor is truly an honor. Before I get started, I'd like to introduce all of my colleagues on the Torrance City Council, and I'd like you to bear with me for this. Councilwoman Ashcraft, give her a round. Councilman Goodrich. Councilman Barnett. Councilman Griffiths. Councilman Wiedemann. And Councilman Rizzo. I'd also like to introduce our newly elected city clerk, Rebecca Poirier. And lastly, our recently re-elected city treasurer, Dana Cortez. And I want to publicly thank all of them for the hard work that they have done and for all of the efforts I know that they will continue over the next 4 years in helping me govern our great city, keeping Torrance moving in the right direction. I would also like to thank our city manager, Leroy Jackson, assistant city manager, Mary Giordano, our city attorney, John Fellows, and the entire executive staff of our city, along with all our wonderful employees who get the job done with little fanfare. I also need to offer some special thanks, and I'm sure my colleagues will agree, to Margie Werner, Linda Fisher, Tony Garola, Dorothy Ellis, and the entire clerical staff at City Hall, all of whom helped to make the transition from council member to mayor so seamless. Thank you also to Michael Smith, Jin Chun, Jamie Lay, and Jill Reed, who helped me organize my thoughts and words and who produced this wonderful video for today. And lastly, and most importantly, special thanks to my wife, Terry, my daughter, Sunday, my son, Patrick, and my grandsons, Shay and Dylan Cardenas, for their unconditional support all the time. At this time, I'd like to share with you an Irish proverb. I used to have this hanging in my Los Angeles County Council office up until my retirement earlier this year. May you have the hindsight to know where you've been, the foresight to know where you are going, and the insight to know when you've gone too far. I think this proverb is a great basis of what I'm going to share with you today. Hindsight. You've just seen the video profile, and I think it did a good job of telling you a little bit about myself and how I got to where I am today. I'll also share a little bit about our recent accomplishments. Foresight. I'll share my thoughts about the future of Torrance. And of course, insight. I'll touch base on how we plan to keep our city compass pointed in the right direction with not only our diverse residents in mind, but also with you here today, our valued business community. Through the video, you got a glimpse of who I am. But let me tell you what the June 3rd election delivered. A fresh city council with a fully balanced background and experience. Now, I know each of you here in this audience probably watch all the Torrance City Council meetings. Is that correct? Not so much? Well, let me explain to you then. If you're looking at me as the mayor, from my left on the dais, we have Jeff Rizzo. He's our first responder, 31 years, a retired Torrance Police Department lieutenant, AYSO coach, and youth football commissioner. He's definitely the public safety expert. Sitting right next to him is Heidi Ann Ashcraft, 12 years on the Torrance Unified School District Board as a member and president, PTA president, and 10 years on the Southern California Regional Occupation Center Board. She's our expert in education. Sitting right next to her is Gene Barnett. He's our senior member on the council, and he's a retired community service director who managed parks and recreation and libraries during a 35-year career with the city. He is our community services expert. To my right, our returning council member, Kurt Wiedemann, a historian and aerospace retiree, past president and treasurer of the Torrance Historical Society, and former president of the Torrance Culture Arts Foundation. He's got our history and our culture down pat. Next to him is one of our new additions, Tim Goodrich. And Tim, I may embarrass you a little bit by announcing that you drive 2 electric cars. Only one at a time, though. But he's a member of the Sierra Club, an avid camper, environmental champion, and he's also very educated on alternative fuel initiative. He's our environmental expert on the council. And then on August 12th, we completed our council with the appointment of Michael Griffiths, our businessman, planning commissioner and longtime volunteer for the Torrance South Bay YMCA. So he's our businessman. We have a great, oh, I forgot. Me. I'm the lawyer. I really can't imagine handpicking a better team that represents the professional and volunteer makeup of our great city. When we mention the Torrance advantage, well, what it is balance. We're a balanced community, and we have a balanced council to run our balanced community. And prior to being elected mayor, we encountered some economic challenges with the announcement of Toyota's plans to relocate. But recover and repurpose is nothing new to Torrance. Our city has gone from oil fields to manufacturing to clean technology, and we will continue to evolve. Toyota has been an excellent member of our community, and although they are moving, their support will be felt for many years to come. Let's give them a round of applause. Since taking office, I've been focused on energizing the business relationships we share both locally and internationally. And I'm pleased to tell you that the City of Torrance remains strong, and I, along with my colleagues, am keenly aware of our challenges. With foresight, I confront them every day. But strength is not measured by the absence of challenges. The strength of Torrance is measured by how well we respond to the challenges and how well we overcome the obstacles before us. As I stand before you today, Torrance is the third largest sales tax revenue producer in the County of Los Angeles. The third. I firmly believe that with the resources we have and the guidance we receive from you, our business professionals, we are positioned to become the economic nucleus of our region. Our region. As your mayor, in a very short time, I have personally met with and interacted with countless members of our business community, large and small, to encourage their efforts and to offer the support of the City of Torrance. Many of those businesses are here today. And the ones I've not visited yet, you'll be seeing me knocking on your door because we have to sit down and talk. And I've met with a number of businesses, again, large and small, several global, I might add, who are considering locating in Torrance. Their foresight, coupled with the many Torrance advantages of no gross receipts tax, competitive utilities and business license fees, clusters of major industries, skilled labor pools, our proximity to Los Angeles and Long Beach ports and LAX, freeway access, Zamperini Airport, excellent year-round climate, beautiful open space, theater and the arts, nationwide rankings for safety and livability, excellent schools, and a total business-friendly, customer-centered city. Can we agree we have it all? We do. With foresight in mind, environmental impacts are something we've been keeping a close eye on and have been pursuing for years. And there is some added good news from our friends at American Honda, right here in Torrance. If you haven't seen it yet, Honda has been testing uncamouflaged hydrogen sedans around the area. This latest fuel alternative vehicle is set to arrive in showrooms in 2015. This will be a nice complement to their electric and hybrid vehicles. We've continued the ribbon-cutting partnership with the Torrance Area Chamber of Commerce by attending grand openings and significant anniversaries of local businesses, again, large and small. We are launching a series of breakfast meetings with various business groups, such as real estate professionals and the automotive and hospitality industries. We have an ongoing dialogue with many of the mayors in Los Angeles County and our elected leaders in the County of Los Angeles, Sacramento, and in Washington, D.C. to address regional and statewide issues that affect us, including water, transportation, and disaster preparedness. And I'm excited to share an initiative that I announced in July, that we have begun the process to create a Torrance Economic Development Committee to help guide the city and bolster our efforts in attracting and retaining businesses in Torrance. The committee will be made up of experts like all of you in the audience today. So, where does our economy stand? Well, we'll continue to carry the torch of being fiscally prudent to survive the economic recovery. Cities, unlike states and the federal government, must maintain a balanced budget. And all of you here know that Torrance has been doing just that. This year's updated budget looks to a positive future with recovering and growing revenues. We are achieving expected growth, and with those projections, we allowed for some enhancement to safety programs, coverage for certain benefit cost increases, and pay raises for our employees. More good news is unemployment rates have dropped since last year. The most recent comparable numbers from July 2014 show Torrance at an unemployment rate of 4%, compared to the county at 8.2%, the state at 7.4%, and the nation at 6.2%. We're doing a pretty good job here. Torrance Unified School District remains the cornerstone of excellent education. Congratulations to our superintendent, Dr. Mannon, and our Torrance School Board for all of their great efforts. Let's give a round of applause. TUSD students have continued to excel, and the district as a whole has continued to succeed year after year. Torrance students are constantly being recognized for accomplishments in academics and athletics, and the district for its enrichment programs, such as service learning and environmental efforts. Torrance schools have always been important to the Furey family. Our children attended these great schools, and now our grandchildren do too. Terry and I have been actively involved in the Torrance Education Foundation for many, many years, and I even served as the president 4 terms. And Terry has been employed by the district for almost 25 years. No, honey, you can't retire quite yet. 2 more years. Everybody, you witnessed her saying that, right? 2 more years. I got 2 more years. Torrance youth continue to impress me with their excellence and spirit of giving, and it inspires me to continue to explore different ways to partner with them. Our Students in Government Day provides a fantastic opportunity for our 8th grade students to be exposed to the vital role of local government to help our youth consider careers in public service. And this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for them to see city government at work. So I'm happy to announce that we will continue this program, and 2015 will mark our 9th year of Students in Government Day. And I know that's been a pleasure for all of us in the city to interact with such a great group of kids. And I think kudos go to my former Mayor Scotto for bringing that program to light. And let's give him a round of applause for that. Thank you. And with a little foresight, we'll be instituting a local government program geared towards our high school students. Staff is currently finalizing this program for our soon-to-be voters. And speaking about educational foresight, I'm very confident that the city will give its full support to the school bond measures T&U. Because quality schools mean quality neighborhoods, which attract quality businesses to locate and relocate in Torrance. So let's give them a round of applause and get behind T&U. Speaking of quality of life, Torrance is fortunate to have so many great hospitals and medical centers to service the needs of our community. On September 20th, many of us got to be a part of the dedication and ribbon cutting for the new Lundquist Tower at Torrance Memorial Medical Center. Pretty nice. And I have to say, that new facility is remarkable. The foresight in anticipating community needs of service has resulted in a 390,000 square foot facility with 256 private patient rooms, 12 state-of-the-art operating rooms, 18 surgical intervention treatment rooms, and 3 cath labs. Let's give them a round of applause for that. And it was all designed by Leadership in Energy and Environmental Design, which is accredited staff LEED, as it's known. Lundquist Tower was built with the U.S. Green Building Council's rating system in mind to ensure environmentally healthy quality standards in sustainable site development, water savings, energy efficiency, material selection, and indoor environmental quality. Right down the road, Providence Little Company of Mary Medical Center, Torrance, recently earned Health Grade's Patient Safety Excellent Achievement ranking among the top 5% in the nation for 2 consecutive years in a row. In addition, they were also named to Becker's Hospital Review 100 Great Community Hospitals for the 2nd time, the only Southern California hospital on the national list and one of just 2 in California. And not very far from the city limits, Kaiser Permanente has a tremendous 112,000 square foot award-winning full-service modern hospital offering care to its growing membership in Torrance and the South Bay. And Kaiser even has a medical facility right on Madrona, not far from City Hall, where it serves the direct needs of our Torrance people. With those hospitals and so many other medical facilities, like UCLA Health, Torrance can certainly hold claim to the title Healthcare Capital of Los Angeles County. And our great schools and healthcare really help us draw the best talent to work for our city. I have to commend city staff for transitioning a practically brand new city council with such ease. I know it has a lot to do with the great foresight and leadership we have in our city manager, Leroy Jackson. From our orientations with all of the department heads to getting us up to speed on the current issues facing Torrance, it has been a smooth transition. And I thank them all for their patience and their dedicated support. It's hard to miss the many men and women in uniform that protect us throughout the city, whether they're wearing a fire or a police uniform. They're all working towards a safer community for our residents and for our business partners. The Torrance Fire Department is actively involved in many community events, most recently providing hands-only CPR training at the Rock Around the Block downtown event and also at the Chamber of Commerce Business Community Outreach event. And recently, 2 new fire engines were placed into service, and next month the department is taking delivery of 2 rescue ambulances. These vehicles are new to the city fleet and will provide the department with the ability to transport patients directly. In May, the city manager appointed Mark Masuda as the new chief of police in the city of Torrance. And with his leadership, the department continues to utilize social media to inform, educate, and connect with our community. The national campaign of See Something, Say Something was adopted by the department, and it has proven to be an effective way to engage and involve the community. The Community Affairs Division is continuing to add Neighborhood Watch and Business Watch programs throughout the city to further enhance our community. The police department continues to demonstrate foresight by staying ahead of crime trends. Forward Application Suppression Team, or FAST as it's known, capitalizes on resource flexibility, which uses data to drive decision-making and investigations in order to prevent criminal activity from taking root in the city. And our gang detectives continue to lead the South Bay AB 109 Task Force, supervising individuals that have qualified for early release under the state's criminal justice realignment system. Working closely with detectives, patrol officers, and forensic units, they form a collective team that is committed to maintaining a safe and secure Torrance. Let's give our first responders a great round of applause. Did you know Torrance is the 5th best city for retirement in California, according to a national website? I'm here to testify I did. I retired. Yep, we were selected due to our thriving senior scene. And again, that's me, I guess. Actually, we have 16% of our population is over the age of 60, and we're one of the safest cities in Los Angeles, as I just pointed out. Our good weather, sunny beach, Madrona Marsh Nature Preserve, along with the shopping convenience of Del Amo Fashion Center, also got us the thumbs up on that one. That's not the only list we made. Another national website, mylife.com, named Torrance the 9th best mid-sized city in the United States to raise children. And it's no surprise why. Our low crime rate again, public school ranking, public parks per capita, average family income, and cost of living were all the factors they took into account. And then just yesterday, it's amazing. Every day there's another poll comes out. But just yesterday, Rent.com named Torrance the 15th best city for couples, noting that 52% of our adult population is married. So I guess they're all married together, huh? I knew we were kind of incestuous, but I didn't know quite that much. It's kind of, we were always told we were a bedroom community, and 52% are married. I guess it's appropriate. Other criteria included the crime rate, divorce rate, school systems, entertainment, nearby cities, recreation spaces, and dining. And as all of you know, and I know firsthand because of my wife, Simon Property Group is in the midst of a comprehensive transformational redevelopment of Del Amo Fashion Center. That is exciting. A new state-of-the-art two-level mall and a new Nordstrom's will open in the fall of 2015. And if you haven't visited the center lately, the garden-inspired dining pavilion is now open, and it is fantastic. It's a place to go eat. Automobile dealerships in Torrance continue to improve and prosper. The foresight of our general plan supports growth in this area, and one way to tell is by the quality of businesses that choose to locate there. On Hawthorne Boulevard, Furey is in construction, and Maserati will let the good times roll at the site that was once Easy Life Furniture. Those two luxury brands will be a nice addition to our Hawthorne corridor. Don't you agree? And also on Hawthorne Boulevard, I'm sure you've all noticed by now, Scott Robinson Honda is well on its way with a major renovation that's almost complete. And it has already changed the landscape of that portion of Hawthorne Boulevard. It looks that much better because of the work they've done. And it's all to benefit us as a community. By now, I believe everybody in this room knows that Costco is building a new home on the former Rockefeller site of Lomita Boulevard. If you didn't, this will expand their retail shopping to more than 160,000 square feet, along with a car wash and 20-point gas station. Unbelievable. I go there once a week, whether I need to or not, just to say hello to my friends at Costco. And the former Dow Chemical site is also getting ready for a change as the property has been subdivided into smaller parcels that can be sold off individually. And the city has met with several developers interested in many of those parcels. Right across the street from that is the former Ball Container site, now redeveloped into two buildings. Nutribone, a manufacturer and national distributor of paper and plastic supplies for retail, educational, and institutional food service, occupies 180,000 square feet. And a second building with more than 266,000 square feet is available. So if you know anybody who needs 266,000 more or less, let us know. We'll put you in the right direction. And I want to quell the rumors. I want to officially say it here, despite Reuters' recent article claiming that ExxonMobil may be up for sale. They're not going anywhere. I've talked to officials at the refinery, and they are excited to continue their business right here in Torrance. And if you don't believe me, they're here. You can talk to them after the meeting. And if enough of us talk to them, you know what I mean? You got to get in there. Let's face it, a little controversy can be a good thing. It definitely keeps us on the map. We're seeing synergies occurring all around the city. You're keenly aware of our automotive industries, but over the past few years, we've grown into a major destination for craft breweries. Right, Lloyd? Okay. Absolution was the last one, and it is just recently opened. And last month, the Dudes expanded its operation to include a new tasting room. And in fact, Lloyd shared with me earlier that there's another one coming up on 190th Street at the old Billy's Cafe. So we're turning into a destination point for microbreweries. Another synergy is Torrance becoming a center for tourism and visitors. And that's due to our pristine parks, accommodations, facilities, and sports fields. This year, we hosted the AYSO National Games that were featured on our newest open space, the Toyota Sports Complex. And for the third year in a row, we hosted the TNT National Fast Pitch Softball Tournament. And then last month was the Herbalife Triathlon, from Miramar Park to the Hollywood Riviera and back to Torrance Beach. What an exciting day that was, not only for the participants, but the residents and some of your elected officials as well. And stay tuned. With similar collaboration, we're exploring many more opportunities with the Torrance Visitor Bureau to allow more people to discover Torrance. The Torrance Transit Park and Ride Regional Terminal construction is anticipated to start in the summer of 2015, with plans to open in 2016. This project will interface with the regional rapid service and existing light rail. Torrance Transit, with their new buses, has established new lines, enhanced services, and a planned LAX flyaway service that I think we'll all enjoy. At the city level, we're seeing the need to address issues of homelessness and what we can do with the mental health problems that are seemingly unaddressed by our healthcare system. Our police department is working with the County Department of Mental Health and will soon have a full-time officer partnered with a full-time clinician to better serve this growing population. Another area we will continue to address the need for is more foster care homes in our community. My legal career made me acutely aware of the lack of foster homes for abused and neglected children in our county and even in our city. And a few years ago, I started a campaign to raise awareness of this problem, and many good people of the city of Torrance have stepped forward, but more are needed. And I know that the more we can get the message out, more folks will open their hearts and homes to the most vulnerable children that we know. Governor Brown declared a statewide drought emergency and asked all Californians to reduce their water use by 20%. He just signed historic legislation requiring sustainable groundwater management for the first time in California, and days later issued an executive order streamlining efforts to provide drinking and sanitation water to families in dire need. We have already been working on this. In March of this year, Torrance was one of the first cities to activate the Level 1 shortage condition that increases current mandatory measures by prohibiting outdoor watering from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., limiting outdoor water to 3 days per week, and requiring that all leaks be repaired within 7 days. In Torrance, water conservation and resources have been a priority for many, many years. Use of reclaimed water in Torrance, open space, and area businesses has saved millions of gallons of drinking water. How many of you knew we have a desalination plant right here in Torrance? How many? We do. And there's a planned expansion with about $7 million in grants. The expansion will increase the facility's capacity from 2.7 million gallons to 5 million gallons of potable water per year, which is about 20 to 25% of the Torrance municipal water potable supply. There are also 4 groundwater wells being developed for the city of Torrance, another way that we are working at becoming less reliant on imported water. Droughts are cyclical, and in this severe drought, the next year is critical. We need to take a more proactive approach, and it is with this in mind that the city's Public Works Department is expanding its outreach with a long-term campaign of conservation education within the community. The goal is to provide residents and businesses with the information needed to help drought-proof our community. We continue to take advantage of opportunities to find ways to conserve energy. Ongoing projects include retrofitting city buildings, enhanced use of LEDs in our campus and street lighting program, implementation of solar systems for the plunge, and exploring other solar opportunities. And thanks to Torrance Assemblyman Al Marzzucci's bill, AB 2188, installing rooftop solar energy systems for homeowners and businesses in our entire state will be that much easier and now more affordable. Let's give the Assemblyman a round of applause. Our own Torrance City Cable will soon be on broadcast television. How about that? Right now, we're like the Dodgers. You know, you have to have Time Warner or Verizon. And we didn't get quite the ground level that the Dodgers got, so we had to do some work. And Michael Smith and his group at City Cable have done a fantastic job to be able to come forward with this proposition. Now, anyone can get free digital television with just rabbit ears or a rooftop antenna connected to their TV. A lot of people don't know that. But City Cable will be seen on KNET 25.2 from Lancaster to Malibu to Riverside, down to just south of Huntington Beach. This is great news. I can't wait to the day I open up the city council meeting in the words of Jerry Dunphy and say, from the desert to the sea and all of Southern California, welcome to the Torrance City Council meeting. The byproduct of this, by going over the air, it provides yet another way for the community and the region to have transparent access to city information, especially in the event of an emergency. So you, along with many others in our region, will be able to watch the latest city council meeting, news, sports, business profiles, and entertainment programs almost anywhere in Los Angeles County. And staying with the transparency aspect, the City of Torrance will soon be seeking proposals from experienced and professional firms to create a dynamic new citywide municipal website. Can I hear it? The redesign for torranceca.gov will be updated and organized in a manner that allows visitors with limited computer experience the ability to easily find and access information that utilizes current web, mobile, and social media technology to better engage and inform our constituency. We're also excited about the upcoming launch of OpenGov. Here, citizens will be able to see firsthand how the city collects and spends your tax dollars in an easy-to-view online format. Now, infrastructure. I'm going to spend a little time on this because there were two things voters expressed the most interest in this past year. Economic development, we've talked about, and infrastructure. Maintaining and extending the life of our roads is very important, and that's why we budget $1 million annually through 2018 to residential slurry seal program. We expect to cover approximately 6 million square feet of pavement per year, and we won't stop there. We also budgeted $1 million annually for arterial street pavement sealing through 2018. Now, beginning in January 2015, Palos Verdes Boulevard between PCH and the South City limits will finally get its rehabilitation, as well as Madison Street and Sky Park Drive. We've heard you, and we're doing it. In 2015, Hawthorne Boulevard between Pacific Coast Highway and the South City limit will also get its improved roads. And come summer next year, the Walteria area west of Hawthorne Boulevard and north of Newton will also get a makeover. Then in 2016, the PCH and Hawthorne intersection will get a lot more attention with lane and single improvements. So as you can see, our foresight in road improvements is comprehensive. Continuing its long-standing tradition, the City of Torrance will enter its 61st float in the 126th Tournament of Roses Parade, which is themed Inspiring Stories. The City Council voted just last month to fund the float with $100,000. And Torrance's float entry is a chance to shine a light on our great city before a worldwide audience, and to again honor our hometown hero, Louis Zamperini. On January 1st, the parade will be seen by more than 80 million people worldwide. Our entire city benefits from the publicity generated by our participation, and the members of our community can participate by volunteering to help decorate or by buying a vial in support of this great tradition. The Torrance Area Chamber of Commerce will soon host IVET. Stands for Increasing Veteran Employment in Torrance, which focuses on helping members navigate the difficult hiring process in finding the right veteran employee. The Chamber has partnered with a vast network of veteran service organizations that will pre-select a pool of 120 veterans that match the pool of job listings obtained from Chamber members. From job fairs to workshops, these services will be available beginning this month for the people who protected us. So I think the Chamber needs a round of applause for that. Boosting an economic development in Torrance has always been a priority for me, and now that I have been elected mayor, you can expect to see positive changes in the development of our business community. Connecting our community to employment opportunities always ranks high on our list. So I've got some good news. Recently, we have started the process of transferring from the Pacific Gateway Workforce Investment Board, which is headquartered in Long Beach, to the South Bay Workforce Investment Board. This move allows for continuity with the other South Bay cities, and we believe it's the best fit to provide employment and training services to better serve our community, which is in the South Bay. And if vision and foresight in our community hasn't yet resonated, consider this. Since 1973, the Torrance Sister City Association has been promoting friendship, goodwill, and understanding between the city of Torrance and the city of Kashiwa, Japan. The international relationship now spans generations, and the goal of TSCA is to provide resources for enhancing this people-to-people interaction. I want to offer a special thanks to Torrance Sister City Association for all of their efforts with this phenomenal program. Let's give them a round of applause. And speaking somewhat internationally, a major focus of my administration is international trade. Last month, we hosted in partnership with the Port of Los Angeles a foreign trade zone workshop in Torrance. The event was very well attended and shed light on significant opportunities a foreign trade zone designation can have in saving taxes and increasing businesses' bottom line. In addition, with the success of our excellent relationship with Kashiwa, we're inspired to explore the possibility of new sister city associations with China, Korea, and Germany. The world is on our palette. Let's bring them into Torrance. We see this as an excellent opportunity to develop relationships and to encourage the foreign investment in our city. As I mentioned during my campaign for mayor, I want to keep Torrance moving in the right direction. We have a rich history and an even richer future. We have an abundance of talents in Torrance, both intellectual capital as well as cutting-edge businesses. Now our opportunity is to attract companies to expand in our city. I'll share with you a bit of insight with you. When I took office in July, I announced that an economic development committee would be formed to help guide the city. I'm going to tell you again, the committee would be made up of experts like all of you in the audience today. This committee will be created in the next few months and will help Torrance grow our economic future. Like many newly elected officials, we have several initiatives we'd like to undertake. But like all these ideas to improve life for our community, we know funding is necessary. So today, although I'm not quite ready to announce the details, I have a transportation initiative that I hope to announce in the near future that's going to be a driver to our economy. It's going to be a mover of our people. It's going to resolve a number of issues that our city has been jousting with for several years. Staff's already doing the groundwork, and they are as excited as I am, and maybe even more excited, some of them. So consider this a preview, and remember what Albert Einstein said. Imagination is everything. It is the preview of life's coming attractions. I want to thank you all once again for joining me today to share with you what is in process, development, direction, and in store for Torrance. With your help and guidance, I know that we can continue to be trailblazers in our path to building relationships, partnerships, and economic development in our great city. Torrance's advantage is a balanced city. We have institutional history, inspired leadership, committed families, excellent public safety in schools, great neighborhoods and open space, rebounding and thriving businesses, and great opportunities for growth. Thank you for allowing me to share the state of the city of Torrance with you, and I want to leave you with the same balanced thoughts that I began. May you have the hindsight to know where you've been, the foresight to know where you are going, and the insight to know when you've gone too far. Thank you very much.